is that if you will kill it right now, it will kind of leave the body and then just become a spirit, which means that it possibly could like possess a soul leg. But because it's currently in a body, it might be more difficult for it to possess him. If we are able to restore him before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tricky because if you destroy the body that it's in, then it will be physically incapable of attacking anybody, but it can still try to possess. If it can get to Solveig, and it will be immaterial, it will be hard to stop. In its current body, it can attack you, and it's trying to get to Solveig physically. And you're right, it will be easier for it to get into him this way. On the other hand, if you can capture the body and prevent it from doing anything, it will be trapped in there. Releasing itself from that body is with something that it would consider doing at that time. So you have a couple of different choices here, so you can decide what to do. And this is very much about preserving the experiment, so you are going to get the better dice for this, whatever.
What do you say about releasing?
Well, I was just going to check its rules. For example, what if you trapped the body somewhere? I think it can release itself. So, yes, it can choose to end its possession of a corpse at any time. It will take it. It will. So you cannot stop this thing just by stopping this body, just by trapping it. No matter what, you're going to have to prevent it from possessing Solveig. It's kind of nice. She has made so many roles of auspex and things and investigation and things like that she now has her whole. I can tell you, Odin, all the things you can do and need to know. Nora has put it all together. So while you are thinking about that, only because I want to make sure we talk to Hans a little bit, Hans at this time is when Bengt Bori will step out of his room and say, Hans, what's going on? Is that you? Just to add a little bit of fun to your day.
That's great timing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I react to that?
Briefly.
Okay, I'm just going to dominate him to send it back.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Well, that will be an action, so we'll wait for the next time around for that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that.
Mm-hmm. So Odin, let me know what you would like to do.
And I still kind of act. How do you say it? Plugged into the experiment, so I'm kind of like.
Right. If this thing possesses Solveig, it's going to destroy the experiment. So if you do something to protect him, then you will have better dice. You will benefit from being tasked.
I wonder if I could use uncanny perception to like pinpoint a weakness.
I think that's not necessary. I think that that I can give you that information anyway, because of all these things that you are sensing. I mean, you already have used uncanny perception to perceive this thing. You have already done all these roles. You are in great shape for this. You are optimized. As far as attacking it is concerned, you basically know that if all you really have to do is destroy the corpse so that it cannot function anymore, and then it will have to leave that corpse. But as far as attacking it itself and doing damage to it is concerned, that is going to take that is going to be extremely difficult. The only thing that can really, really nail this thing is sunlight and fire. and it will not, and it will drive it. It acts as barriers, so you actually have to trap it in some way, in sunlight or fire. It actually reacts to them worse than you do,
Mm.
but the rules are slightly different for it. So that is your real. It is also vulnerable to interaction. It is intelligent. It doesn't. It's very motivated at the moment, so it's not doing anything very smart. But you could interact with it. Solveig did. You know that.
Mm. It's very much on the like motive to like solve the like possess him right now.
Yes, that's where it wants to go.
And it's not. But you also say that it's not much to deal with. Like you can't really. It's not up for discussion or.
Well, it's a good question. The way it was acting right now, it doesn't seem like it's up for discussion. I am just saying that it is available for some kind of interaction. I can't be more specific than that. You will have to take some chances. It very much wants a body, and it very much wants that body to be a vampire, and it very much wants to. There's actually an ability that it wants to use. Called synthesis, where it permanently places itself into the victim and blends itself with its mind. It really wants to do that with Solveig. It wants to synthesize with Solveig. That's what it was offering to him, and he rejected it because it would only make him a super vampire, and he wants to be above vampires. This thing is more vulnerable to sunlight. This thing has more vampiric weaknesses. And Solveig thinks that's trash. Now, there are all sorts of strange things too, because your blood and Solveig's are kind of the same right now. So you're in an unusual state that you could try to exploit in some way.
Like bait it with myself. How will it like slow down the experiment in some way?
You are protecting Solveig. You have already given that vitae to Austin. You have done your job.
I've done my job.
Right. So now keeping this thing away from Solveig is helping the experiment.
I suspect it kind of would probably feel like Solveig's presence. It's almost looming for me, and it will somewhat curious.
Exactly. So you could, well, there are a couple of things. You could actually lash out with your predatory aura as tempting it. Come here, come to me. That's the most basic version of what you are talking about, to tempt it to use yourself as bait. You are basically lashing out to tempt it.
Ooh, I kind of got an idea.
Yeah.
As if I have like, and I got the idea of kind of like. Let's see, it's. Almost like making it tricking it to follow myself up to the second level, or bound to like what's time.
Okay, I mean, if you are on the second level of building now, but if you want to get it
Yeah,
away into the higher levels, if you can, that's probably okay,
yeah. S- You
or at
can
least
like
away
go
from
tap
the
it,
area.
then
Right, right.
make it move around.
Yes, no problem.
So I was just checking the map if it was like just level ages or
Well,
if there was any
there's
staircase.
also, remember, there's something wrong with the. You will perceive this when you get there, but something is very wrong with the building. There seems to be no way out, or the building has just turned into a circular maze. It
Oh, I
has,
know exactly what this.
yeah.
But rules experience, I kind of know what it does, but Nora might not necessarily know.
It's when
It's
Nora
going.
perceives this, you will recognize what is happening. It will be okay. You will
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
So I walk outside.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Excellent. Will
Just
you?
go, I'm just going to grab some dice
Oh, I see.
for
Okay, you
preparation.
mean you personally? Yes, of course. Right. No problem. Okay, and so then we will be moving into the next round of activity in just a moment. So first, let's go ahead
So,
and roll. You may be pleased to know that it will have a lot less dice for this than it did against Ezdesh. So you do not have to spend willpower because you are the aggressor.
det blir slow. Here.
So are you going, or I was thinking you were using the lashing out
Uh,
rules. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So blood potency, which for you is 4 right now. And furthermore, um, you will then take the highest of, and I need to look at the right,
Let's see.
I have to look at the right section. Here we are. Okay, so for seductive, then you are going to need power, an appropriate power attribute. So intelligence or strength or presence, whichever is highest.
Intelligence.
Yeah, and that makes sense for what you are doing. So intelligence plus 4 is the number of dice.
And I check the rules, and because I'm hungry, I gain an additional one also.
Ah, fantastic. One of the benefits of being hungry. Your predatory aura is stronger. So,
Yeah. That becomes 4 plus. So 9 dice total.
correct.
It was blood potency plus power stat plus
I think that's all.
fires.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Let's see. So
And you get rerolls on 8, 9, and 10, not just.
Yeah.
So any success.
did you say you done?
Do you want me to say that again?
Yes.
If you rolled an 8, 9, or 10, count it as a success and roll that, and you can roll more dice. So not just on a 10. So
I just rerolled to the.
Yeah.
So any success.
yes. Did you?
Let's see. And if that one becomes a success,
Then you can then do it again.
okay, then I have to organize the successes a bit so I know which one I have rolled for and which I haven't, so I
Right.
don't stuck in this rope.
I'm not sure if you get to, but I would say you will. Okay, go ahead. So what do we have?
Did you say any success?
You mean for the reroll?
Uh,
I'm not so sure about that actually. I will have to check the basic resolution for that. But anyway, how many do you have so far?
8.
Yeah, we can stop here.
Yeah.
You have
It's
right.
exceptional success.
Yes.
So
You have reached an exceptional success. So effectively, this thing falls to its belly and crawls to you, begging for your touch. You have complete. This is crazy. It just completely owned Ejdesh, right? Just threatened Ejdesh, and then Ejdesh like ran at it in front, in crazy attacking, and was thrown away. And now Nora just stands out there, all 1.6 meters of Nora stands out in front of him and just looks impossibly tempting, just impossibly what it wants. You are everything it wants. And
I'm just thinking of this picture.
Yeah. Oh no!
If the girl in red is me, and
yeah, that's right. That's what it wanted. Okay, that's done. Now it's right. Okay, so yes, this abomination. I mean, the power of the Ordo Dracul technology and the blood, relationship, sympathy with Solveig and everything, it all comes together and it all centers on Nora. It is everything. It begs. Its voice goes into your mind and goes into the mind of everybody, even Ansa, who's probably a little bit surprised. She's kind of distracted right now. But there's this terrifying voice that is penetrating everybody's mind that simply says, you, only you and I will merge. We will blend. I love you. And of course, this is this abominable, slimy, fishy face and everything.
As it follows me and kind of reach the doors for the elevator, kind of.
The doors are not there. Remember?
But it is.
Yeah, there are no doors. They are gone. Everything, all the doors are gone. The place is a weird, surreal maze now. But you can lead it.
Can I use that?
Go ahead.
Can I use perception to through it?
No. It actually has transformed the place. We can look at the rules for labyrinth. Right. It has transformed the place into a horrific dream, one step away from reality. You are trapped in a terrible abomination's dream right now, just so you know. But that's okay because you're its master.
And I'm leading it astray to without more time for the experiment.
Exactly. Okay. So that's what you have done, and that was quite crazy. And now I want to move to its action, which cannot be to attack you, and it cannot be to go to Solveig, and instead it will simply open its mind to you. Open your mind to the depths of its ancient wisdom, which mostly involves crappy, abominable things that have nothing to do with people. And so if you want to, you can reach a breaking point by trapping your mind, by exposing your mind to this abomination. That's up to you. Oh, you're considering it.
It's a rule. It's like you gain a beat when you're a breaking point. I don't want to have a breaking point, but I could gain a beat.
Yeah. A breaking point is still a roll, You'll get a beat even if you succeed. So
yeah, it was that I was considering.
Well, if you want to, let's do it. That's fun.
But if I fail, it's...
Oh, it's just... look at all that humanity you have. You have tons of humanity. You can do without a little bit of it. Nothing wrong with a little bit of broken humanity.
Well, let's see if he keeps asking, and I may reconsider it.
Okay.
Okay.
And just so I am trying to find the place where you roll just to make sure we know what the roll is. Yes, detachment. You simply will roll that number of you will simply roll the dice for your humanity. And that is
So many
all.
dice. Okay.
Right. So you will roll 7 dice, and all you need is 1 success.
Hmm. Just I don't think the task thing affects.
No, this is not a tasking thing. This is
Yeah.
very personal. Yeah.
So, but when I consider like all the success and all the dice I rolled, it feels like I kind of consumed all the the good rolls, and I wonder if all the bad ones will happen.
Somewhere a statistician is crying, Odin.
Yeah, let's let's roll.
7 dice, I believe.
I don't think she is too solely in getting too curious about things.
Oh, but this is so I understand. This is like nobody has ever gone into the mind of something this old. I mean, come on. This is worth status in the Ordo Dracul to do shit like this.
Kind of like an interview, almost.
Yeah.
It's like in the games where it's like, do you want to read this book? That's
right.
Clearly like making you crazy if you read it, but you still read it.
So, okay, fortunately, Nora does not lose a point of humanity, but she does get a beat. And I think that, you know what? I don't know if it's in the rules, but making a blood bond like that for Ansa, that has to be a beat. It just has to. I mean, how can it not be a beat?